She had $11 in her bank account. No job, no degree, no one who believed in her. Her landlord was already sending warning letters. Her phone was one missed payment away from being shut off. And every night, she'd sit in that tiny apartment with no air conditioning, wondering if things would ever change. But here's what nobody knew about Maya. She had one skill, just one. And in less than 90 days, that single skill quietly earned her over $5,000, all from her phone, all from home. This is her story. And by the end of it, you're going to understand exactly how she did it, and why most people who have the same skill never use it. Stay with me. Maya grew up in a small town where the biggest dream most people had was a stable government job. Her mother cleaned houses for a living. Her father had left when she was 9, and from a very young age, Maya understood one thing clearly. No one was coming to save her. She was smart. Everyone said so. Teachers loved her. She had a way with words that was hard to explain. When she wrote something, even just a simple letter or a birthday message, people would stop and reread it. They'd say, "How did you say exactly what I was feeling?" But nobody told her that was valuable. So she did what everyone around her did. She chased the safe path, finished school, applied for office jobs, got a low-paying data entry position that paid just enough to survive, but never enough to breathe. For 2 years, Maya worked that job, woke up at 6 a.m., sat in a gray cubicle, entered numbers into spreadsheets until her eyes hurt, came home exhausted, did it all again the next day. She told herself, "This is fine, this is stable, this is enough." But deep down, she knew it wasn't. Then, one Thursday morning in February, her manager called her into a small glass office and said 5 words that shattered everything. "We're letting you go, Maya. Budget cuts, restructuring, the standard reasons that mean nothing when you're the one losing your income." She drove home in silence, sat in her car for 45 minutes before going inside. She didn't cry immediately. She just stared out the windshield at a gray sky thinking, now what? Over the next few weeks, Maya applied to over 60 jobs. She heard back from maybe 8. Got 3 interviews. 0 offers. One rejection email actually said, "And I want you to really hear this. While your communication skills are impressive, we're looking for someone with more technical qualifications." Her communication skills are impressive, and that still wasn't enough. She started selling things around her apartment on Facebook Marketplace just to cover groceries. A lamp, a speaker, an old jacket she loved but couldn't justify keeping. Her friends tried to help, but they were barely surviving too. Her mother offered to lend her money she didn't really have, and Maya said no. She couldn't do it. She refused to become a burden. At her lowest point, she was down to $11 in her account, a fridge with half a carton of eggs and a phone bill 3 weeks past due. That was the night everything changed. It was past midnight. Maya couldn't sleep. She was scrolling through her phone, not social media, just anything to distract her mind, when she stumbled across a forum thread. Someone had posted, "I made $800 last month writing product descriptions from home. Here's how." She almost kept scrolling. It sounded like one of those scammy ads. But something stopped her. She read the whole thread. Then she read every comment. Then she Googled the terms she didn't recognize. Freelance writing, copywriting, content mills, Fiverr, Upwork. She stayed up until 4 a.m. reading. And somewhere in those hours, something clicked. She had been giving her skill away for free her entire life. Every thoughtful text message, every heartfelt card she wrote for someone, every time she'd reworded a friend's angry email to sound professional. She had been doing this thing that people actually pay for. Writing, not novels, not poetry. Just clear, compelling human writing. The kind of writing businesses desperately need and very few people do well. Maya closed her phone, lay back on her pillow and thought, what if I tried? What did she have to lose? The next morning, she created a profile on Fiverr. She had no portfolio, no testimonials, no previous clients, She was starting from absolute zero. She offered to write product descriptions, email newsletters, and website copy. She priced her first gig at $5, the lowest possible, and then she waited. 3 days passed, nothing. She refreshed the page every hour, still nothing. She almost quit before she even started. But on day 4, a notification popped up on her phone. A small business owner in Canada wanted 5 product descriptions for his online store. Total price, $25, $25. It sounds like almost nothing, right? But to Maya, in that moment, it felt like proof. She wrote those 5 descriptions with everything she had. She rewrote them twice. She studied the client's brand voice, looked at his competitors, and made sure every word had a reason to be there. He replied within a day, "These are incredible. Better than anything I've seen. Can you do more?" He became her first repeat client. Then something unexpected happened. He left her a 5-star review, a detailed one. He talked about how she understood his brand, how professional she was, how fast she delivered. And suddenly, Maya's profile wasn't invisible anymore. More orders started coming in. First one a week, then 2, then 5. She raised her price to $15 a gig, then $40, then $75. She started getting messages from clients who said things like, "I've tried 4 other writers. Nobody gets it like you do." And she began to realize, this wasn't luck. This was a skill that had always been inside her. She just finally had the courage to charge for it. But the biggest moment? She wasn't ready for it. About 10 weeks into freelancing, Maya received a message from a woman named Sandra, who ran a mid-sized e-commerce brand. Sandra had seen Maya's reviews, visited her profile, and read some sample work. She wanted to know if Maya could handle a larger project, a full website rewrite, product descriptions for 40 items, and a monthly email newsletter. Maya's hands shook when she typed the reply. She quoted $200 for the full project. She almost typed $800. She almost typed $600. Every part of her wanted to underprice herself, the way she always had. But she typed $200 and hit send before she could change her mind. Sandra replied in 20 minutes. "That works. When can you start?" Maya sat on her kitchen floor and cried. Not from sadness, from relief, from disbelief, from the overwhelming feeling of being seen. She completed Sandra's project in 3 weeks. Sandra then referred her to 2 other business owners. Those clients referred more. And by the end of her 3rd month of freelancing, Maya sat down to calculate her total earnings. $5,340 from her phone, from a skill she'd had her entire life, from a tiny apartment with no air conditioning, with nothing but time, desperation, and the courage to try. She paid her rent. She paid off her phone bill. She took her mother out to dinner for the first time in years. And for the first time in her life, Maya looked in the mirror and thought, "I did that. Nobody handed it to me. I built it." Now, here's what I want you to take from Maya's story. Because this isn't just an inspiring story, it's a blueprint. Lesson 1. The skill you overlook might be the one that changes your life. Maya thought her writing ability was ordinary. She'd had it so long she couldn't see its value. But what feels effortless to you is often incredibly hard for others. And that gap is where income lives. Ask yourself, what do people always come to you for? What do you do naturally that others struggle with? Lesson 2. Start so small it feels embarrassing. Maya's first gig was $5. $5. She didn't wait until she had a perfect portfolio or a beautiful website. She started where she was, with what she had. Most people never start because they're waiting to feel ready. Maya proves that readiness comes after starting, never before. Lesson 3. Quality creates momentum you can't buy. Every late night Maya spent perfecting a client's copy paid her back tenfold through reviews and referrals. She didn't spend money on ads. She didn't have a social media following. One good review from one happy client built her entire business. Never underestimate how far excellent work travels. Lesson 4. Price yourself like you believe in yourself. The moment Maya typed $200 instead of $600 was the moment everything shifted. Underpricing yourself doesn't just hurt your income. It signals to clients that your work isn't worth much. You teach people how to value you. Price accordingly. Maya went from $11 in her bank account to $5,000 in 90 days. Not because she had connections, not because she had money to invest, not because she got lucky. She had one skill, the courage to try, and the discipline to keep going when it felt pointless. And here's the question I want to leave you with today. What skill have you been giving away for free? Think about it. Really think about it. Because the answer might already be sitting inside you, waiting for you to stop calling it ordinary. Drop your answer in the comments below. I read every single one. And if this story lit something up inside you, share it with someone who needs to hear it today. Don't forget to subscribe. Every week we bring you stories exactly like Maya's, real, raw, and full of lessons you can actually use. Because your story isn't over. In fact, the best part might just be beginning.